Alright. OBS, please do not crash. Oh, OBS did not crash. Victory Royale. Okay. Oh my god, I have been on an absolute journey these past few days with my laptop. So I'm really glad that things worked out. Speeding at sea, it's me, Z. Hello everybody, I hope you guys are doing amazing today. I am so excited because today we have a very special guest, Nep, who will be joining us in just a few minutes. I think she's making some nice, warm, cozy tea. But in the meantime, I'm gonna do a quick attendance, so if you're here, be sure to say hello, or you'll be marked with an F for failure. Hello, Human Buddy. Thank you so much for the kind words. I'm really glad you guys are liking the VTheorem content. Hello, Astroatropos. Hello, Warpy. Hello, Podchap Senpai. Hello, Eggy. Hello, Nep, who is also going to be here in a second. Hello, Zekiros. Hello, Architelos. Hello, Cillian. Hello, NotWhy. Hello, Warpy. Hello. I know it's been a while since my last stream. My last stream was last week. If I have to be honest, this week has been a little tough. There's been a lot of different issues going on, and I don't want to go too much in detail to bog down the mood, but it was really great just to have this week off for taking a little bit of a break. And I'm hoping to do some more streaming next week. I have a lot of crazy ideas planned. You guys have to also let me know what the best ideas are. This includes like doing an Astrobyte stream where we read astrophysics papers together, doing some more Kerbal Space Program, doing some more, well, not doing some more, but celebrating the 2,000 subscriber milestone, which we haven't done yet, and we need to throw a huge party for. Hopefully doing some more hand cam content. We'll see about that. And more. There's so many different things that are in the plans. So yeah, I hope you guys had a great week. If you guys have any highlights, please let me know. I think my highlight of the week was definitely, there was a point in the week where I really wanted ice cream. So I actually ran like 3 or 4 miles to the nearest ice cream shop just to get ice cream. So that was definitely the peak of my week, which is getting ice cream while sprinting. Oh, one other thing. I dropped PDE's video number 2, and I just wanted to say again, thank you guys so much for all the support on the series. I'm really hoping to get video number 3 up and out soon. Video number 2 was also a little bit more of just housekeeping. We talked about classifying PDEs and the Fourier series, which is a really important tool. And now we're going to be delving into our very first PDE, which is the wave equation. And I'm super stoked to be sharing that with you guys. So yeah, no, that has been in the works. Unfortunately, because of how busy this week is, I haven't been able to do much editing, but that will be out very soon. I would run 4 miles to eat some good ice cream. Honestly, I would too. I mean, like, I literally did that. But that was the first time I've done something like that, and it was a little scary because it was at night, and I was like by myself, so it was a little scary. But the run was very successful. It was a good workout. Nep will be joining us in just a moment. In the meantime, I'm actually curious, do you guys have like a favorite plant or something? Because that was actually a question that was asked, and I'm curious if you guys have a favorite plant. Thank you so much, 80pie9, for subscribing to the channel. That's a cool username. It's Pi for short. Oh, it looks like we're getting a lot of questions in. Yeah, this is sort of the final call for questions, just because I will have a I will have a meeting at 11:30. OMG! Oh, wow! Thank you, Syzygy, for the raid! Thank you so much! Syzygy, oh, wow! There's a lot of messages! Syzygy, it's field work time. Syzygy's lab are here to research you. Oh, wow! Well, I hope you are researching me because the cosmic microwave background certainly is very, very fascinating. It can tell us really a lot about the universe. Wow, wow, thank you, Syzygy. Thank you for the raid. Thank you so much to everybody for joining. Well, first off, if you're new to my channel, I'm also part of VTheorem along with Syzygy, along with Phi, and along with Nep, who is also, will be joining us for this collab, and Mylan, who is my amazing genmate. Cross-platform raid, yeah, no, this is great. Honestly, I feel like YouTube needs a better way to raid. Yes, so if you're new, hi, I'm Z. Syzygy Altair is my full name. I'm a physics VTuber, so I do physics content. Recently, I've been making a series on partial differential equations, so if you're a math nerd like me, you can go ahead and check that out. I think it's also on the front page of my YouTube channel. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining. And if you've also stopped by and if you have a question for Nep, who is an IRL horticulturalist, be sure to submit them into the pinned comment. I will actually be closing that form very soon. So this is your final chance to do that. I didn't even know that there's a gen. Yeah, no, there are 2 generations. Let me actually use a little shortcut here. So Nep, Phi, Syzygy, yes, Nep, Phi, and Syzygy are part of the first generation of VTheorem, which is a group dedicated to scientific content, science communication content. And Mylan and I are part of the new gen 1.5, which debuted quite recently. Oh, looks like Nep is online. So let me get her set up.
Let me just make sure I get my camera in the right spot once you put me on screen.
Oh.
And then I'll move my camera.
All right.
I just want to make sure I'm
Like
facing
this?
the right direction. Am I just going to be in the middle?
Yeah, I think that would be nice. I think maybe I can make you a little larger too. Here, let me also move your little flower crown.
Oh my gosh.
I had to go all out for this. Very cute. Yeah, no, isn't it adorable? Oh shoot. You're showing your little thing, by the way.
Oh, it happens. It happens.
Oh,
There's not much I
that's
can
so
do about
cute.
it. Well, maybe there is something I can, but I don't know.
Oh, we're all flowered out today. Oh, wait, that tracks with you. That's so cute, too. Here, I'll put this on the bottom so it's not blocking the view too much. Oh, that is adorable. We're all flowered out.
Yay!
Oh, also, while you were gone, Syzygy did a raid, which was absolutely amazing.
I heard. Very exciting. Hi, Sai.
And I hope everybody can hear, Nep well. Usually I have an issue with this audio stuff, so let me know if you can hear her well. Eggy asks, is that eggplants in the hair? I think it's actually lavender.
No! For fuck's sake! Why would I have eggplants hanging from my hair? I am a plant enthusiast. Eggplants don't grow like that.
Oh my god.
Why does everyone think they're eggplants?
I think it would be very cursed if you had eggplants in your hair, actually.
It would be.
Let me quickly, looks like your audio might be a little low, so let me increase that by like 125%. Okay,
There's
maybe
so
that's
much
a little
stuff on my desk right now. This is why.
I can't unsee the eggplant. No, Orbeez!
They're not eggplants.
We're supposed to be school appropriate for our guest here. I was hoping they were pitcher plants. Wait, Nep, did you actually?
They are.
Oh, the lavender?
No, that's also called a lupin. The things hanging out of my hair that look like eggplants, I'm a carnivorous pitcher plant. Those are my pitchers.
Oh! Wait, for a second, I thought Eggy was referring to the lavender you just added to your hair, but now, okay,
No.
I can kind of see where the eggplants idea comes from. But no, they do look like pitchers. They look more like pitchers. I don't think they look like eggplants. Orbeez, I think you guys are delusional.
They're not the first to say it, so hence my...
So, Nep, you actually draw a lot of your assets as well, right?
Yeah.
That is
I
so
sure do.
cool.
Thank you.
Oh.
I don't know how to do digital art.
But I think the physical art you do it has its own, like, style, the colored pencilness to it.
Yeah, it's got
Very
charm.
cool.
It's unique. Purely born out of the fact that I don't know how to use a computer for art, but yeah, whatever. Works for me.
Well, I did want to say before we get started that this collab has been in the works for quite some time. We actually thought about doing this before I went on hiatus, I think. And I'm so excited to finally be collabing with you.
I still have to do collabs with Cy and Mylin, so
Yeah.
I'm a little behind.
The joke is that all of the VTheorem members are trying to collab with every single other VTheorem member. I think Phi is the first, after he collabed with me last week, to have actually collabed with all VTheorem members, which is crazy.
Yep.
I think I'm actually one away. I just need to collab with Syzygy. So for all of you who joined in the Syzygy chat, don't worry, we're cooking up some ideas. So yeah. Oh, one other thing. Nep, you actually interviewed me as I was planning to join VTheorem. That was so much fun.
I did. You got a taste for a very an unprofessional scientist.
No. I thought it was really cool because prior to joining VTheorem, I was quite new to most of the members, but I had chatted a little bit with like Phi and Syzygy beforehand. So that was actually me meeting you for the first time, I think.
It was.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating.
Wait, what are you eating?
An apple with peanut butter.
Wait, that's so fire! Wait, I've been craving, this is so embarrassing. So, I get these like cravings every month or so, right? And they're very random. And recently I've been craving, like wraps with like rice and like bulgogi, which is like this Korean like meat, and it's so fire. And like Chipotle burritos. I don't know. You're probably more like plant savvy than I am. Do you have a favorite plant you like to eat?
Beans.
Beans? Why beans?
I just love beans.
Like all types of beans, or?
Yeah, basically. Just beans.
Oh shoot, that's pretty cool. I feel like tofu.
I'm just gonna slap lentils in there as well, because they're a legume, even if they're not a bean.
Ooh. Beans are pretty great. Yeah, chat seems to agree. Actually, you should be eating insects, technically, right?
Technically.
Beans.
But you asked what plant I like to eat.
Yeah. Oh, that is to say, you probably eat a ton of insects then, in your free time.
Just whichever ones fall in.
Yeah.
Same with chatters. If they fall in, it's not my problem.
Are you saying that chat is made of beans?
No, I'm just saying if they fall in a pitcher, I'm not helping them. I'm just gonna digest.
Yes, if you fall into Nep's traps. VTheorem seems to have a bean fixation exactly. Oh,
I think
and
it's mostly me.
Speaking of falling into Nep's traps, I believe her Twitch channel is linked in the description of the YouTube link of the video. So be sure to follow her, check her out. Nep, I believe you stream only on Twitch, is that correct? Yep.
This is my third time being on a YouTube stream. The first one was with Phi, and then I joined you briefly once before.
Wow! Oh wow, so you are like rare on YouTube. You are endangered species on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm a Twitcher.
You're a Twitcher. She's
Sure
saying
am.
chat is an insect. Neb would make a great salad. No, don't kill Neb, no!
Yeah, I don't recommend eating pitcher plants. They're not known for being nutritious.
Yeah. I think don't some of them also have a little bit of like poison?
Mm, not that I'm aware of, but I'm sure they'd give you a stomach ache. They're not really meant to be consumed by people, so.
That's valid.
There's so many other plants. Eat those.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to close the Google form, and then we can start with the questions. Ever since they updated Google Forms, I don't even know.
Ah, sorry, I was trying to move a screen and it grabbed the wrong thing.
Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna be putting the questions here. Also, the little art that you made in the top left of the stream was actually commissioned that you got for this stream, and it's absolutely adorable, by the way.
Yeah, isn't it cute?
It's so cute.
I love it.
I'm gonna try to type the questions into this tiny little box, and now I'm realizing that it's kind of small, so here.
Okay, so I know this is your question.
Yes, I submitted this question. I'm actually very curious to know.
I feel like this is probably a better later question because it's a really, really broad topic.
Okay, so we'll save this one for later then.
You kind of asked something equivalent to like, well, why are the planets circling the sun?
Oh no, so it's like a rabbit hole of ideas, right?
Yeah, it's a big one.
It's a big one. Okay, so let's look at the next question. This is by oh, wow. OMG, this is a long one. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this fit into the box. Okay,
Good.
so let me read the question out loud. So there was a video about hearing mushrooms with a synth running through it. What do you think about it? Do you think the noises actually could show what the mushroom thinks? Or is it more likely the sounds of electric disturbances? And this question is by Grits.
All right, Grits. Well, first things first. Mushrooms, not plants. Mushrooms are not plants. They are fungi. Fungi and plants are completely different things. So as a horticulturist, I'm not a mycologist. I don't really work with mushrooms. I also have a full-on mushroom phobia. Terrible thing as a gardener, makes no sense, but it is what it is. I come across them, I get really panicky and need someone else to get rid of them for me. But it has to do with the electric disturbances. So there's been research done by this is also in like ants and some things to do with plants. I don't know if plants actually give off the electric signals or if they just react to it. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but it's not noise so much as it's the electric disturbance.
I see. So I'm curious, what makes you hate mushrooms?
Oh, that's the beauty of a phobia. It's irrational. There's no explanation.
But don't you encounter mushrooms a lot while you're doing like horticulturalist work?
Yes.
Oh no, I can tell that must be a nightmare.
Yep, I'm not a fan.
What about eating mushrooms? Is that fine with you?
Not happening.
Not happening? Really? Oh wow.
Well, I don't want them inside me, thank you.
That's valid, that's valid. I feel like with phobias, it's like, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Well, we can...
Yeah, it started well before I started my my horticulture journey, so I have no idea why they make me panic so much.
Yeah. So then we can move on to the next question. What is the best way to prune my, what is that, radermacaras so that they hedge nicely? This is by Oh No Paper Tiger.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with this plant. I'm just going to quickly look it up because it doesn't grow in my region. But as far as hedges go, you usually just trim them back like a hedge. You just trim them to the shape you want.
Amazing answer. Thank you, Data Foxy, for subscribing. Um,
What is this guy? Oh, those are pretty.
let me also look this up. I'm curious about what this looks like. Whoa, but this doesn't look like a hedge to me. This looks kind of like a... This kind of just looks like a... Here, let me get a picture up for...
So,
yeah.
that's like a really big family name, Radarmacaris. Do you have... If Paper Tiger is here, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Paper Tiger is here.
That would be a bonsai version, so that's not quite it.
Oh, this one on the screen?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like this one. You know a lot more about this than I do. This one?
I think it's this one that's called Summer Scent.
Summer Scent. Oh, this one looks a lot like something you would hedge. Here, let me get that up on the screen. Oh, that image apparently is not workable. Boop.
Yeah, to make a hedge out of it, if you don't have them planted yet, I would say space a couple of them out in the row that you want them in, and then as they grow, you want to prune them from the top to promote branching.
What is branching?
When it grows more branches.
Oh. Well, that's pretty easy to understand.
Yeet. But yeah, the way plants grow is with something called apical dominance, meaning that the top is where the growth comes from. So if you trim the top, it's going to try growing laterally, so from the sides, meaning you get more branching.
Oh,
With a hedge, you want more branches because it promotes that growing like thick to create more of a barrier. Whereas if you let it keep growing straight up, it won't branch as heavily, and you'll end up with a much larger stalk at the bottom, and your cover will be higher up rather than down low like a hedge.
Oh. Huh. There's a follow-up question. What is the difference between apical dominance and apical control?
I don't know if I've ever heard of apical control used in horticulture or botany, so I'm not really sure. Apical dominance is just what you call when you refer to the fact that the hormones, the growth hormones that are produced in the tips of the plant, move backwards through it. And so long as that growing point, that apical meristem, is still there, it will have dominance over the way the plant grows.
So plants also have hormones, is that correct?
Oh yeah, they've got a bunch of growth hormones.
Whoa! Okay, I didn't know that, but I guess hormones are just like, almost like chemicals in the body, right? Or in the plant.
So hormones are things that promote signals to develop or function certain ways. They're similar to enzymes, but they promote a function rather than just a chemical reaction.
I see. So in this case, a growth hormone would like tell the branches to keep growing, right?
Yep, so these ones are called auxins, and they will promote growing up. So auxins have a lot to do with how plants follow the sun. But there's also things like gibberellic acids that are used for fruit development, and ethylene, which is used for fruit ripening, and things like that.
Wow. Yeah, no, this is great. Wow. Well, I think Paper Tiger will certainly know how to prune their summer scent plants so that they look really nice and pretty now.
If this answer wasn't enough for Paper Tiger, you can always let them know to just reach out to me and I can give a much more thorough explanation. It's hard to say exactly what they should do without seeing their plants, because it differs from site to site depending on what they've already got going on. But yeah, that's more or less my answer of how to trim something into a hedge. Is you want to promote branching and you want to keep it short. So focus on pruning the top off, and then just kind of maintain a shape.
Yeah, it's so nice that there are you are a VTuber horticulturalist, and I have to say, I don't know of any other VTuber horticulturalists. And the fact that you are able to give advice, give suggestions to people who might have like a genuine question but don't know a horticulturalist in their areas, it's great.
Yeah, actually, it is my job. I recently was hired on by the university in my area, and I work as the liaison between the Department of Plant Sciences and the public. So people contact me when they need assistance, and I give them all the scientific background knowledge they could need.
Woohoo! Well, congratulations. Chat, if you haven't already, go congratulate Nep, because this is very, very cool. I think in the VTheorem Discord, like, you've been sending some really cool photos of the stuff you've been working on, and congratulations! That's so exciting.
Thank you! I'm very happy to be back in a university setting. It's nice to be around far too many nerds.
Yeah, surrounding yourself with fellow plant nerds.
And you're right, it is true. I do go out and touch grass. However, that being said, I'm currently working on an alternative lawn for my own yard using no grass. So it should be interesting.
Wow. Well, I think out of all the VTubers, you probably touch grass the most, if I be honest.
The VTheorem Discord is just an internal one. We don't have a public-facing one at the moment.
Yeah. Though that might be a good idea. I think we've been bouncing some ideas. It's almost been 1 year since VTheorem started, actually. So
we thought about setting up prior to considering the 1.5. So before we got there, we were thinking about a public-facing Discord, and it just between the couple of us, because we also all run our own personal private Discords for our own communities. It seemed a little tricky, so I'm not sure if we'll come out with one in the next year or not. Twitter is probably the best way to keep track of all of us, though.
Yeah. But if you guys want one really badly, I mean, if you suggest it, it might happen. It might happen. Okay, let me copy and paste the next question. In the meantime, somebody's asking what your thoughts are on pesticides.
Well, I guess it depends on what... these are such wide questions. I will not promote the use of chemical pesticides because I don't think it's a healthy way to maintain biodiversity. I do think there's a function and a place for them, but for home gardeners, I will recommend basically anything except them, because you're working in such a small space that no matter what you spray, you're going to impact the space around you. And it's just, I don't think we as people should have that say in how the environment is impacted.
Very based, yeah. Have you seen instances where pesticides have gone to really harm an environment?
Not necessarily pesticides, but herbicides, yes. So something that I've seen more than once in my work in the city here is people will have like a wave of pesticide damage across their plants in their yard. And looking at the way that it's showing on the plants, you can kind of see that it's come in on a breeze over a fence or something.
Oh.
And that means that a neighbor would have sprayed something and the wind carried it.
And so it carried that far and then it damages
Yep, that's why I say you absolutely should just stay away from those things in urban spaces, because you will damage other people's things. Unless you're able to use like a perfectly still day, you've got that control of keeping your chemicals in place. But honestly, things move in the soil under your fence line, and a breeze will pick stuff up and carry it around. And most of these pesticides and herbicides and things are generalist. They're not species specific, so you'll kill more than you intend.
Oh no.
And it's just never worth it.
Yeah, no, this is a very, very based opinion. Yeah. Well, definitely stay away from those kinds of chemicals. I mean, there's a lot of instances where these chemicals can go really out of control.
Also, 80 pi, yes.
Yes. The arrogance of man is thinking nature is in our control and not the other way around. Wow, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, you can get into water supply. Yeah, no, that would be devastating. I do not want those chemicals in my body. Yeah.
Really?
Moving on to the question that I copy and pasted. What extinct plants are there? Were any of these plants sentient and capable of doing some of the crazy things seen in movies, such as Jumanji and The Little Shop of Horrors? And would it be possible to de-extinct them? From Tender.
Thanks, Tender. Oh, Tender. He did tell me he left a question in there. Okay. I'm probably the closest thing you're gonna get to a Little Shop of Horrors plant experience. No, they're not sentient. There's never been a sentient plant, not that science is aware of. There are plenty of extinct plants over the years, over the many, many millennia of years. When you have mass extinction events through history, plants go with those. So there's lots of stuff that doesn't exist anymore. One example is, well, and they're not completely gone. We've managed to, there's a couple that still exist, but cycads. Cycads were the dominant plant type for a really long time, and during an extinction event, they basically got wiped out.
Oh, I totally spelled that wrong. I spelled it like Cydere. I'll get a picture up on the screen to show people.
Yeah, cycads is CYCADS, I think.
There's so many different types.
Yeah, but they were the dominant plant type on Earth for a long time.
I feel like I still see these ones around, so they're not extinct, but they're probably...
You won't see very many of them, and there are things that look similar to them. Actually, for fun, I just saw a cycad yesterday at my university. Where are we here? Send you the pictures so you can put them up if you want.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me get another tab with Discord up. Yeah, if you send it to me, I can show it on the screen. Yeah. So these used to be everywhere, I assume, then. Oh, this is a much better photo than what I'm seeing online. Here, let me download both of these. Oh! And you really took a picture of, like, that fractal pattern here. So, this is image number 1. Yeah, no, this is great. Oh, you can...
It's like an early gymnosperm. They also produce, like, a naked seed. But yeah, definitely something that disappeared, and there's not very many of them around.
And I love this photo because it really shows like the fractal pattern going on here.
Mm-hmm. So this is them as they shoot out their new growth for this the year. They only send out like one ring of growth a year, which is kind of different from a lot of the plants that we see today, like ferns and stuff too. These look a lot like a fern. But yeah, as they sprout up and unfurl, they uncurl.
Wow. I wonder I'm pretty sure there could be some physics behind that. The physics behind, like,
Probably.
the unfurling. Maybe next collab.
Yeah, well, a lot of the taller monocots, I'm curious which ones you're thinking of. Like palms and stuff? Yeah, totally. The thing is, like, ferns are earlier than cycads, so I personally think, not that I'm a specialist in these things, because this is more like paleobotany stuff than horticulture, but I do think a cycad is something that's branched off and evolved from a fern.
So did you study paleobotany as part of becoming a horticulturalist?
It just is something that you kind of get a taste for in your classes as you're learning about stuff. And then, I guess, just personal experience.
Oh, that's
Good
so
night,
cool.
Zach. Sleep well.
Yep. Hello, Germanium GE, for stopping by, and have a good night, Zekaros. Thank you so much for stopping by. Wahoo! Well, this is great. I mean, I think it's so cool. So, actually, tell me more about the process of becoming a horticulturalist, because it's not just like saying, "Oh, I'm a horticulturalist" one day. It's actually a very intense process. Is that correct?
Necessarily, I just have a degree, an undergrad degree in, what was it, Bachelor's of Science in Ag, and then my major was horticultural science.
I see. But did you have to get certified?
To be a practicing horticulturist that does things like make recommendations, pest and disease IDs, if you're gonna be hired on as like a consultant as a horticulturist, yes. In my region, you do require licensing, and so I am licensed by the provincial body that does that. I don't want to say the name.
I see. So that was probably quite a process to...
Yeah, you go through like an article. It's kind of similar to someone who's a lawyer, right? You go to school for it, you get your degree, but then you have to prove that you can do the job, and then you have to prove that you're maintaining your knowledge every year.
So you have to get tested as well, like every year?
No, it's not a test. You just, you submit all of the continued learning that you're doing, all of your professional development that you continue doing each year. So for my, what do you call it, regulatory body that I work under, you have to do 35 hours of professional development annually. And there's restrictions on how much of certain types you can do. So you can't just sit and read for all 35. It like maxes out at 10. You have to go do other stuff too.
Oh, I see. Wow. No, that's really cool. Well, it's really good that they probably make sure that the people who are in these roles have a lot of experience and are getting hands-on with the plants that they're giving advice on.
Yeah, and I mean, probably the biggest reasoning for some of this too, if you think about it, is we're basically, what I do is I'm basically a plant doctor. So I need to keep up with what the science is saying about these conditions when we learn of new diseases and disorders, or reclassification of some things, or say there's a new method of what do you call it? Not maintenance. Yeah, like I have to keep up with that stuff, because if something is now no longer considered scientifically accurate, I don't want to be telling people about that.
Are there
but it
any,
also
like...
helps me keep up to date on like invasive plants and diseases and pests.
Yeah. I guess along those lines, I had a question that was similar to the one that Cosmogaze sort of is asking, which is that, well, I was wondering more so, like, when plants disappear or if new plants reemerge, I assume you also have to be very aware of that, right? Especially if there's, like, invasive plants in the area?
Yeah, so at least in my region, because the dominant agriculture here is not horticulture, it's agronomy, so field crops, large-scale field crops, it's hard to find people that will host, say, like an educational workshop on the topic. Half the time, it's me. I do a lot of the workshops in my region as well. Yeah, you kind of just have to stay in touch with the people in your region. So you can't isolate yourself and only work in a lab to learn. Horticulture is very much a citizen science as well as a research science. You have to have people practicing it, and practicing it in different ways in order to really keep up with what's going on in the environment. And you rely a lot on citizens and citizen scientists to report on what they're finding.
I see. Well, I think we should maybe have Cosmogaze also ask their question. I have an opinion-based question. I heard very often that fern is going to go extinct since herbaceous monocots are out competing them in the same space. What are your predictions?
Heard that? So I'm not really sure where the... I have not heard this before, that ferns are gonna be going extinct. I'm sure that if you're in spaces that are heavily disturbed by people, it's going to be harder for some of these things to establish and maintain a population. There will absolutely be large changes in the plant, in plant biodiversity overall, because we continue to move through habitats and clear things out. And some plants are really, really highly specialized to very specific conditions, and they just can't survive elsewhere. And then on top of it, we are losing habitat space for all of the things that interact with the plants to help keep them going. Some stuff is reliant on, say, a specific insect providing pollination services. And if you lose, say, habitat space for said pollinator, you then don't have successful germination or pollination of the other plants. It's very, very location specific. Unless Cosmo, if you have articles or papers or anything like that you have read that suggest this, I would love to see it, because again, I'm just not familiar. It would be very fascinating to kind of get some background on that. Yeah. I cannot imagine that ferns are going to go extinct, because they don't even pollinate. They spread by spores. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so mosses and ferns are a really, really early plant group, I guess. They have been around for a lot longer than plants that produce seeds have been around, and so they are actually they spread via spores and go through like a funny little 2-stage life cycle where they go from like the sporocyte phase into adult phase. It's kind of neat.
That's really cool.
Yep. Lots of stuff will use spores. Spores are just like a really rudimentary form of reproduction. Seeds and what we consider plant production now, because we live in the age of grasses and stuff, the dominating plant type on Earth is angiosperms, so things with a seed coat. That's everything that you can think of planting in your own yard, and grass, and most trees except for palms. Actually, no, palms are part of it too. Cycads and spruce and pines are kind of the things that aren't part of that. And then ferns and moss.
I see. I've learned so much
we
about...
live in the age of flowering plants.
I've learned so much more about the different types of plants, like, in the span of, like, what, like several minutes than I have, in my entire life. So this is great.
Yeah, plant sciences get kicked to the wayside all the time. It's why I'm so hyped to be possibly the only gardening VTuber out there.
Yes.
There's so much I can share, and it's hands-on information too. Like, no offense, it's really hard for people to get into what you do, because you have to get like a telescope or some sort of machinery to test certain things. Like, gardening is very, very easy for citizen scientists to get involved in. You don't even have to have a garden in order to be involved in it. So I'm hopeful I can spread the excitement of it and being part of the plant
chat
with people.
Well, I hope chat is also getting very excited about plants in the meantime. Along those lines, I did want to ask the next question, which was suggested by Karis E, which is, do indoor houseplants increase the likelihood of small bugs and critters being inside? So I guess this is along the lines of having houseplants being very accessible to the broader population.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've brought insect food indoors, so they're more likely to hang out, but the things that you're more likely to see are like common houseplant and greenhouse pests. You're not really going to see more of what you have outside indoors. And they're pretty easy to maintain if you do ever have an insect pest on your houseplants.
Though, are there any plants that tend to have less insects? Because I feel like succulents don't. They're like very small. They don't get a lot of insects.
Yes and no. I think with them, most of the insect pests that you find on houseplants tend to prefer a higher humidity environment. So if you think of like greenhouse spaces, they do have that higher humidity. And succulents also have a pretty thick like skin to them, so a lot of those small insects just can't really eat through that outer layer. And then things like fungus gnats that like the soil, the wet soil, they're not gonna really hang out in there. But succulents, cacti, they'll probably have less of an issue with it. But that doesn't mean that having houseplants will bring pests with them. The trick is when you pick up a new houseplant, check it. Check it for pests. Make sure you're not seeing mealybugs tucked into the corners of it. Make sure there's not a bunch of aphids hanging out on a stem. If there is, just give it some quarantine time and take care of that before you put it with the rest of your houseplants.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's some great advice. That's great. There's a little bit of fun section. Looks like we actually have a lot of rapid questions. So, Nep, I'm gonna throw a bunch of questions at you. Don't worry, they're not too stressful.
Me, this is my job. My literal job is answering people's plant questions. I specialize not only as a licensed horticulturist, but in that I have to define my scope of practice. I work in education and extension. So, well, yes, I know all of the topics of horticulture. My specialty is telling people and teaching it to people.
Yes. Well, some of these questions may be less educational than others, but...
That's okay.
All right, let's start out. Anonymous asks, favorite plants?
Beans.
Beans? Just beans in general?
I have nearly 30 varieties of heirloom beans.
What?
In my own seed collection, so yes.
Wow, you definitely love beans. Well, if I ever visit Nep's home, I will consume many, many beans.
I'll just show you the beans in my collection. The fun thing is like, I don't actually grow them for food. I grow them to keep my own seed supply.
Oh, so you're like collecting them like Pokemon.
Yeah, I just collect them.
Oh, that's so
Beans
funny.
are my favorite. As a result, I eat a lot of them in the summer, but I only grow like maybe 2 of each plant.
Wow. Well, I definitely know where I need to go. I need to go next. I need to eat some of Nep's beans. Next question. Favorite name of a plant? Astrotropos asks this.
Okay. Now, is Astro here?
I think so. Yeah, Astrotropos.
Okay. I was gonna ask if I could get a slightly more. Do you want a common name or a Latin name?
Oh, Astrotropos says I am.
Because I have different ones.
I don't mind.
Okay.
How about both?
As far as common names go, I fucking love this thing called an electric daisy. I just think the name is great.
Electric daisy? I need to look at. That sounds like a Pokemon.
It also goes by the name toothache plant. I prefer when you see it listed as electric daisy, but it's funky. It tastes like licking a battery.
What?
Yeah, I've eaten part of a flower and it made my mouth tingle for like 20 minutes.
Is that safe?
Yeah. That's why it gets the name toothache plant. It's an old medicinal from Africa.
Oh, wait, that's kind of cool. It kind of does look a little funky too.
The name is also fun. It's Spilanthes, but it's not my favorite Latin name. My favorite Latin name is Amelanchier alnifolia.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's just fun to say.
I'm a lawn cure. A phobia?
Alnifolia.
Oh,
I would translate it to common name, but I'm not going to purely because it's a local plant. So if someone wants to look it up, be my guest, you'll get the region it's from. But otherwise, I'm not saying it out loud.
oh, okay. I see. Wow. This is cool though. The electric daisy. Yeah, they're so weird looking. Where are these guys even from? You said they were used.
So these things are basically like a daisy or sunflower or anything else that has this flower shape. The flower shape is called a capitulum, but it just doesn't have petals. So if you had a ring of petals around the edge, it would look like any other daisy, but it's just no petals.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, it does kind of. They're so weird.
Isn't Camellia sinensis just tea? I'm pretty sure that's tea, like the tea plant.
Well, Eggy is
In which case,
a tea
delightful.
connoisseur. Latin name of eggplant is also nice. What is that?
I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's a solanaceous crop. It's related to tomatoes and peppers and all of those.
Solana melangella. Here, let me put it into the chat because I think I'm just butchering the pronunciation. Solana melangella.
Well, I was gonna say, human buddy, if you're in need of seeds, I can send a link of where I bought seeds from.
You grew electric daisies?
I have electric daisy seeds. I just got them this year, so I haven't planted them yet.
What kind of? But don't they live in like South America? I guess would you have to have like a good like soil climate and stuff like that?
Basically, if it's something from South America or any other, because whole topic here, hardiness zones. It's a way of defining climate so that you kind of have an understanding of what does and doesn't grow in your region. Very different from how we look at a map. Climactic regions are different from borders. I live in a zone 3B, and so any of these plants that come from a more subtropic or tropical or arid environment, I can only grow them as an annual, meaning they're just a summer plant for me.
I see. Huh, so you can grow these electric daisies. That's really cool.
The first time I tried them, they were in my neighbor's yard. She was like, "Hey, I got this thing. It's supposedly edible and makes your mouth tingle. Do you want to try it?"
Oh
no! Yeah, why not? So she'd bought one as a bedding plant from a greenhouse. So.
Oh, that's really cool. One last rapid question. How do different soil types affect growing?
Okay, I'm not even going to answer that. I have a whole lecture on soils available on my YouTube channel. So just go watch that. It's 3 hours of me yapping about soils.
Wait, let me see if I can pull it up. I know your YouTube.
Fun fact, I submitted my soils lecture, the YouTube link, as reference for the work that I do when I got this job at the university.
Wait, so do the people at your university know that you're a VTuber then?
I guess technically, but the people who hired me don't really know what VTubing is, so I just told them I make digital educational content, and I'm connected with other scientists that do the same.
Oh, I see.
That was my best. Oh, the other thing is I had to warn them. I'm like, look, this is purposefully hosted to be entertainment. So yes, it's scientifically accurate, but I specialize in doing things like very entry-level plant talks. So what I'm doing here, this is not how I host a workshop. If you were to find me IRL and show up to a workshop, it's a lot more factual, listing things off, give you an activity of how to practice it, etc. As a VTuber, I'm a little more chill.
Wow. Yeah, no, I assume like in IRL, like you gotta lock in and make this really like formal content. But I'm really glad that you're making like fun content, right? Because plants are fun. They're cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the most serious person IRL either. There's a lot of jokes and stuff, but sometimes I get on here and I'm yapping plants and I'm also kind of drunk, and I wouldn't do that for work.
Yes.
Although, slightly off topic, but not entirely off topic, there's a cocktail bar that I love to go frequent in my city. I've gotten chummy with the staff, and I've got a couple friends that hang out at the bar top that I run into occasionally. But I'm always giving them facts about the plants that are either in the drinks or just come up. Sometimes they have like little bouquets on the counter and stuff. I drive them a bit crazy with it. The very first time I went, I gave them so much shit for how they were taking care of the mint at the bar. I just like reamed them out for their mint care. I was like, what the fuck is this?
No, that's such like a plant nerd move though, right? You have to have your like actually moment, right?
Yeah, I was there earlier this week, and they were showing Harry Potter on, like, they project a movie onto the wall in there. There's no audio, but they have the subtitles and stuff on. And they were doing Harry Potter, and so I was like, you guys want some info about the Whomping Willow? Because even though the Whomping Willow is not real, it does have horticultural elements to it. So, you know how at the ends of the branches, they get really bulbous, and then there's all those really thin stalks sticking out of it?
Yeah.
That's a result of over pruning.
Oh, shoot!
And those little long spindly ones are called water shoots.
Oh my god! So, Hogwarts is actually not very good at pruning.
Really, you'll see across Europe, it's really common to prune things like that because the trees get quite old and they need to keep them smaller. So they over prune the tips and the ends of these branches, and then they just keep getting fatter and fatter because they keep trying to produce new branches and like new tissues off of it. And so it's like an amalgamation of all these excess tissues growing from the same spot, and then you get these overcompensating shoots coming off the top. They're called water sprouts because the plant has these giant roots under the ground because it's an old plant, and then it's lost all of this tissue up top, and that's how it loses water. So it needs to quickly produce tissue to have water move through the plant instead of just sucking up too much and not having a way to release it.
Oh, Hogwarts really isn't good at anything.
But, I mean, to be fair, in their little greenhouse, they just fuck around with plants that scream. So, like, I don't think they have their priorities straight.
That's true. Wait, Nep, have you ever done, like, a movie watch-through where you, like, criticize the plants?
You have no idea how bad I've been trying to convince someone to do a watch-along of the Bee Movie with me.
Oh my god, please! Please! That can be me!
I despise that movie. There is so much shit I want to just yell about every time I've seen it. It's awful. It's so factually incorrect. It's the worst way of telling people about the importance of honeybees. For fuck's sake, they don't have male working bees. Barry Benson the bee, doesn't fucking exist.
Oh my god. Well, I'm sure swimming pools of honey also technically don't exist.
Oh, because bees can't swim!
And a relationship between a bee and a human is also quite absurd.
I'll give it the Disney treatment for that. That's whatever. Obviously that's not true, but like, everything else about it is so wrong.
Wait, I unironically love the Bee Movie. I think it's like a meme, because it's like Barry Benson.
But I am also a trained beekeeper, and it just pisses me off. The other piece. So you know how it's their own hive that they live in?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, hives are a man-made thing.
Hives? Like,
Bees don't make hives.
wait, what? Then
Yep.
where do they live?
In comb, they'll build honeycomb, but they don't build a hive.
Oh, so they don't build like that bulbous round structure.
No, that's a wasp.
Huh? Yeah, no, this is new information to me. What?
Yep.
Wait, but I feel like on every single like container of honey, there's like a picture of like, you know, like the bulbous like hive looking thing.
Okay, I can give a little bit more context to that. The one that is kind of layers of round shapes and wide at the base and round at the top, that is called a skep, or S-K-E-P, a skep. It's like a Middle Ages coiled straw hive that they'd use for bees. So people would catch swarms and keep them there for the season. They're technically illegal now. They're considered animal cruelty because bees sit under the same kind of categories as any other domesticated farm animal, I guess. Mm-hmm. They're not domesticated. We've never truly domesticated bees. But yeah, that is called a skep. The reason they would be considered illegal is the only way to harvest the honey out of it is to destroy the hive.
Oh, then that would just devastate the bees in there.
Yeah, but again, it's a man-made item, and the hives that we think of as hanging out of a tree, those are a wasp nest. That's a paper wasp.
Oh, so, okay, a wasp nest. I'm a little scared of bugs. So something like, here, I'm gonna get a picture up. I mean, this is what I saw when I looked up wasp nest. Oh yeah, these are definitely in trees. But then what is
a wasp will actually produce and build a contained nest. Bees will not. Bees will either, if they're solitary ones, and then there's like one or two other types. There's like 4 confirmed worldwide accepted species of honeybee. There's like an additional 5 that are contested. But most of them only produce free hanging comb. There's 1 or 2 that likes to create their comb in a secured space, like rock, like spaces inside of rock and stuff, or old dens. They like having a sheltered space. That's why you'll often end up with bees in your walls. But they won't produce a hive. They will only produce free hanging comb.
Like this image here. What? That is new to me. I learned something new today. I mean, I learned a lot of new things today. This is crazy.
I also have a very long yappy stream about bees on YouTube.
Ooh.
So, I've done a couple big talks and threw them on YouTube. I need to put other ones in there too. I just haven't done it. It takes so long to upload stuff.
I see. Is it all about bees? Here, I'll put the link into the chat.
Yeah, I've got one about bees. I've got one about taxonomy and scientific classification, and then the one on soils. And then I've done a couple on botanical art. So how do you use botany as an artist?
Yeah, no, this is cool. I just dropped the link into the chat as well. This is great.
Check them out. If you guys have questions, feel free to hit me up. I've not only taken the most intense apiculture course on the face of the planet. Holy crap. Z, I should show you the notes from that. It was wild. It was like 4 to 5 pages of notes every single lecture.
Holy smokes. Locked in for real.
The prof, had 2 overhead projectors. So he wasn't even moving on to digital. He had 2 overhead projectors, and he would go between the 2 of them and write a page of notes. Go to the next one, write a page of notes. Go to the next, back to the other one, write a page of notes. like straight up, I couldn't keep up with it. I had to have my phone so I could take pictures of it so that I could finish writing them out after class.
Oh my god. Oh wow, you had to lock in. That's crazy.
Yeah, and he would like hand draw via, maybe. Sometimes he would have like a printed one, still overhead projector. Sometimes he'd hand draw the little doodles and stuff, like the figures.
Yeah, that's pretty old-fashioned, I'd say.
I might talk about aquaponics at some point. I don't have the most in-depth knowledge of them at the moment, so I would be more comfortable talking hydroponics than aquaponics. Even something like aeroponics would be more up my alley than the aquaponics. I don't know that much about aquaculture yet. But
just because we are sort of coming up on time, there are quite a few questions left, but I'll just go through them really quickly. One of them is, what is your favorite salad?
I make a green salad in the spring that I adore. And there's no the whole thing is vegetables, technically. That's what leaves are. But it's just greens. So I go out once I see things starting to sprout, and I'll pick the greens that are edible. So technically weeds, but yes, I'll go pick them because I know nothing's been sprayed for the season yet because it's so early. So things like lamb's quarters, pineapple weed greens, different things like that. But then I also, because I'll have some of my own herbs at the time, mint leaves, basil leaves, parsley leaves, just things with a whole bunch of different flavors. And it's just that. It's just a green salad.
Wow. Nep, you need to give some recipes sometime, because I feel like when I make salads, like, they end up just being, like, really bitter and not very flavorful.
Okay, to be fair though, salad is a really new age concept, because if you think about the things that are in salad, they're not things that are usually available in the same climates and at the same time of the year. So it's very, very much a new human food.
Really? Do you think also, like, the addition of, like, different things to salads, like, I've been seeing, like, I don't know, like apples in salads or avocados in salads?
Well, I just think salads in general are kind of an unusual food from, like, you just don't hear about them from history.
So, would there be a way to make a salad that is more, like, historically accurate?
I would go with what I do with a green salad, because that's all things that are available in my climate at the same time of the year. Like, I go outside, I pick everything, and then I eat it. If you can do that, I think that's about as close as you can get to an accurate one. But if it's stuff that you have to go to a grocery store for, and you have to buy the pieces that you couldn't find in your area at the same time, then it wouldn't be as accurate, I guess. So, yeah. But it doesn't really matter. Salad is just salad, Eva. I personally am an enthusiast of salads that don't require salad dressing. But I also like the taste of my plants, so I'm not looking for a salad dressing for the flavor. I just want to eat the plants.
Wait, I understand that. I also feel like when I get to a salad, I don't like, maybe that's why my salads are very bitter, but I don't like adding, like, any sauce or very minimal sauce, because it just overwhelms the flavor too much.
They just get some herbs, leafy herbs, mix those in, because those will bring flavor without having to add anything else to it.
I'll have to try it and let you know. That sounds great.
I highly recommend mint in a salad.
Mint.
That shit's delicious.
I'm jotting this down, by the way, so I can try it sometime this week. Also, we did have a question. So, is there any plant considered very promising for cultivation on crewed satellites, specifically for food and or oxygen production? Thank you for the Q&A. This is from PogChamp.
So, I love this. This is actually something that Syzygy and I have been thinking of trying to cover between the two of us for quite a while. It would take a bit of research on both of our ends to figure it out. I do know that the research exists, and around microgreens because I did my undergrad thesis on microgreens. So while I was looking for papers, I found a bunch in relation to them and space.
Microgreens. Ooh.
Microgreens don't require fertilizers, and they are about as nutritious as the full-grown plant.
Oh, so they're very efficient when it comes to like satisfying like calorie needs, I guess, or energy needs.
Yeah, so microgreens are like sprouts, but there is a key difference between them and sprouts. Sprouts are grown in the dark, and they aren't grown to the first set of true leaves. Microgreens are grown to the first set of true leaves in sunlight.
Huh.
Plus, sprouts, you eat the root as well. They're typically grown in water. Microgreens, you cut the roots because they're grown in soil or potting media, some sort of grow media.
Yeah, and I can probably give a picture of microgreens. Nep, you might need to fact check me to make sure that this is fully accurate, but they're not like moss, right? They're kind of like
No.
like this.
It's like pea shoots and sunflower shoots and like just the sprouts that you get when you start growing your seeds. Speaking of, yeah, those are microgreens.
Yeah.
I think those are alfalfa or broccoli microgreens. But because they're the shoot of the seed, they have all of the nutrition that they need to get started. Once they hit that first set of true leaves, that's when they start to photosynthesize. And so they don't require fertilizer because they get to this stage to reach the sun.
Oh.
So after this, if they keep growing, you're going to have to provide nutrition for them. But just to get them to here, they don't require any fertilization.
Wow, so that's actually great for like crude missions because I mean, you could use like human waste as a fertilizer. How good is human waste?
I hear about that. That is such a bad idea. If you know much about how diseases reproduce, you can get some nasty fucking diseases from introducing human waste to your own food production. You have to more than just compost that stuff.
Oh, so it's not like
human
the Martian.
Waste? No, human waste is one of the absolute most dangerous, worst things to add to your own garden.
Oh, so the Martian is not going to happen, and I think... Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, no. But that being said, I haven't actually seen it.
You haven't seen The Martian?
No, I haven't seen a lot of movies. I kind of live under a rock.
Nep, we need to do a Martian watch through and you need to fact check it and I can fact check the physics.
I'm down. I'm so down.
Wait, chat, are you guys down for the Martian watch through? I've watched that movie like 5 times.
What did I watch dumb shit with my server a lot, like my Discord server, but we never watch plant related things. What did we watch most recently? Oh, we watched the Minecraft movie, but I found like a really crappy version of it online where it wasn't fully animated yet. It was like a screening version of it.
Oh,
and
shoot.
It just looked fucked up and it was beautiful. I loved it.
Wait, really funny because I actually went to go see the Minecraft movie last night. The finished one.
Yeah, I have not seen the finished one. I've only seen this weird broken version of it online. I've watched it twice now. You can't make me watch the real one. Like, you can't beat this. You can't beat this poorly rendered animation of the Minecraft movie where you can still see the green screen outlines on people because it's just not done.
I need to watch the scuffed one because
I can send you the link.
Wait, send me the link. I'll go check it out. That's so great. Also, looks like chat, you guys want us to collab to watch The Martian? I think we can make that work. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, it would. Definitely would. I'm so down. Just let me know when you want to do that.
Honestly, I feel like it might be hard to like screen share the movie for copyright, but
do it in Discord.
Do it in Discord and then live stream the timestamps?
No. If you just host the movie night in your Discord server.
Oh, so not as a live stream.
Yeah, live streaming. Okay. I might have live streamed an entire 9-season TV show, but
what?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Did you get like copyright?
I don't know how. I wanted to show X-Files the first season to my chat, So we watched X-Files season 1 live on stream, and I didn't get any issues. Like, I had no copyright issues. And I was like, okay, well, how far can we get before I get a copyright strike? I made it through the entire show.
Wait, that's kind of impressive.
I know. Anyways, I'm kind of done baiting copyright strikes by playing TV and movies. I think I've flown close to the sun, and I don't need to do it again. So I won't host it on my end. But if you want to have a Discord movie night where we just bitch about movies, I'm down.
Wait, that would be so much fun. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. That would be a lot of fun, and I think it would really combine like both of our areas of expertise.
Mm-hmm. The other thing we could do is I could talk to cyculturalist. He's another psychology streamer, Vtuber though, but he reviews anime, but he'll do them live. So he knows how to stream them without copyright striking himself. So I could also ask him.
Yes, that would be great, because I did a physics and anime stream, and there were some clips that, I kid you not, were like less than a minute long, and I got like 3 copyright strikes.
The other thing we could do is we could host the movie in the Discord server and link that if people wanted to watch it, but otherwise we could sit here and like mystery science theater 3000 talk at the same time.
Yeah, I think Germanium GE suggests the non-risky way to do it is to watch the movie on Discord but turn on the chat on live stream. Yeah.
Dude, that's basically what I was just thinking. Genius.
Yeah.
Also, Germanium, is your name based on geranium? Because if it is, I'm happy.
Very happy. Okay, we don't have that much time left, but sorry for the rush. It's been a crazy week. There's an anonymous question. This one should be pretty fast. What are the best horticulturalist memes, and how do you rate the meme potential of a plant? Is basil based enough?
Well, actually, instead of directing you to horticulture memes, I'm going to direct you to some good soil science memes. And I'm going to say check out the soil texture triangle.
Soil texture. Wait, I've seen this triangle before. There's memes about it?
There's like a whole subreddit like entirely dedicated to memeing on this triangle. I can't remember what it is, but if you do open up that soils lecture of mine, the first bit is me paying homage to those memes. Yeah, there you go.
There's so many of them online if you just look up soil texture triangle memes. What is this? Wait, I gotta attach this one.
So these are the memes I will direct you to. They're hilarious.
Oh my god.
And again, because I know we're coming to the end of this, I did want to say I host I call it the Hort Cult, because horticulture, Hort Cult, ha 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 ha.
Yes.
But you can come join my cult on Saturdays. I host all sorts of different kinds of horticulture streams. Syzygy here was so kind to set up a form for us to collect questions for today, but usually I just gather questions between Twitter and what I get in my Discord server. So always feel free to pose questions to me. I also like to watch and review things that people come across. So like if there's a video that you found interesting or an article that you want me to read and like kind of give an opinion on, send them to me and I'll go over them on Saturdays. Also, for anyone, you don't have to be a streamer for this. This is like the thing I'm really pushing is like, you do not need to be a streamer for this. But if there's a topic that you want to learn about and you're willing to sit on stream with me, I will collab with you. You just have to want to learn the topic.
That's a really, really good mindset to have. Honestly, like being open-minded to learning, especially about a new topic. It's great.
So I've had people come on and they wanted to learn about what do you call it? Like we did a talk on ants just this last week. I did a whole lecture talking about ants. So I did a whole bunch of background research. I think I put in like a good 10 plus hours this last week to learn about well, not this last week, but the week before, to put together a whole talk on ants and myrmecology. So like I'll do my background research for you guys too. But yeah, if you have a topic you want to learn about, hit me up. I'll teach you. If you have something that you just want me to help you with, like I've diagnosed plant health for someone. If you guys know CL, she's a computer scientist and streamer. But we just walked through her plants. She just had photos that she took of them, and then I looked at them with her and we chatted and came up with, you know, how healthy they were, things you could do. Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that I will do with you guys. So
Yeah,
hit me up. Again, I'm only on Twitch. You really won't find me on YouTube. So if you're not a Twitcher, that's fine. I don't expect people to move from platform to platform, but yeah. I also am I only do those streams on Saturdays, so you'll find me typically at about 2 or 4 p.m. CST streaming. So I'm not usually as early as Syzygy here, but I am also slowly switching to a morning schedule because I no longer work evenings. I now work mornings. Mornings and afternoons like a normal human. Yeah. I'm still adjusting, hence why I slept in until nearly 11 today.
Yeah.
Poor Z. She had to wake me up. She had to call me and I'm like, hello?
I got called out. No. Yeah, no, I'm kind of an early bird.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I'm not is because I used to work until 9 p.m. So
wow.
I was just up later. So yeah, now I'm more of a daytime plant, getting back to it. Do I like tardigrades? I think they're neat. I don't really know anything about them, but I think they're neat. Pudgy little microscopic guys.
I'm terrified of tardigrades. Well, I like them a little bit better after my collab with Phi.
Okay, I do have to say, tardigrades, I love how they can go into like a desiccation state and just stay there. There is something called a resurrection plant. Check them out.
What? Resurrection
kind of similar.
plant? Whoa, so it goes into like a hibernation type state?
Yeah, basically into like a diapause or dormancy because it dries out and then you add water and it comes back. I think it's a type of moss.
I need that type of plant because I kill every plant I touch.
Again, just hit me up. I can teach you. I used to do the same thing until I went to school for this.
Yes, Nep, I will definitely follow up. Well, before we wrap up, I did want to say, there were some questions that were left, but maybe we should just run this back sometime, or I can send them to Nep and you can also respond to them.
Hit me on Twitter. Just at me with your questions and I will answer them. My Twitter is pretty sad because I don't know how to promote myself on there. All I do is repost chinchillas.
I think they're cute though, they're so cute.
So please help me build my channel, my Twitter account. At me and I have more reasons to interact with the platform. I do have a Discord. I do. Let me find the link. I will give everyone a heads up. I broke the role thing. So if you want to join, you can join and you can react to the rules and it just won't let you in. You'll have to wait for me or a mod to just
it's scuffed. It's okay. It's okay.
I fucked it up. I fucked it up pretty bad. I don't know what I did.
Oh, Nep, if the Discord link doesn't send in the YouTube, you can also send it to me and I can drop it.
You know what? Sure. I will just send it to you because then it pops up with your...
Yeah.
It stands out in chat because it has the little notification piece.
Yeah. Yes, so if your question was not answered, be sure to message Nep on Discord or on X or Twitter, and I feel like we already have a lot of cool ideas for our next stream, like watching The Martian or like talking about plants in space. And I know we didn't get to this today, but talking about global agriculture, which is something that I'm personally very curious about, and how that plays into climate change and how many harvests we have remaining before we're out of food completely.
Oh. I don't remember if I posted it on my YouTube channel or not, but I did a really big talk when Syzygy was hosting the Fire Relief Charity Fund. So on my end, I hosted a little lecture all about the LA wildfires and the horticulture industry.
Yeah, that was actually the first time we've collabed. So that was during the LA wildfire relief stream, and You popped on during. This is linked in my hand cam. Here, let me try to pull it up. This was during the soldering stream near the end where you stopped in and you gave like a short little lecture. That was actually really great. I would love to do like a longer version of that too, because that was really informative and it was only like 15-20 minutes.
I'm looking at this. I don't know if I posted that one. I don't think I have it uploaded, but that's okay. I've got some of my botany for artist ones up too. Oh, and then you found this one, my very first stream ever.
Oh yeah, no, Nep's first stream, wasn't it like Animal Crossing or something, or?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think I have 5 of them.
Wow.
My initial plan was to like post them all on YouTube afterwards, and then after 5 I stopped.
But you've been streaming
but
for
my very, very first streams from 3 years ago are uploaded there. And they're funny because I don't have a model yet, and I didn't know about reactive PNGs for quite a while.
Oh
no! Good times.
How is Syzygy spelled? Well, it's Syzygy, but yeah,
oh,
no.
I always say it wrong. My bad.
Well, you can just call me Z, or maybe if you have a cool... Are there any plants that start with the letter Z? Maybe I need a plant nickname.
There's ZZ plant. It's literally just ZZ plant.
Wait, the ZZ plant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what? Propagate hundreds from just leaves is the first video that pops up.
They're a pretty common houseplant. They're nice. They're hard to kill. You should get a ZZ plant.
Orbeez, should I get a ZZ plant? Wait, these are really cute. I need to figure out where I can get one of these though.
Usually a greenhouse. Any kind of greenhouse that sells houseplants. They're pretty common. So. But also, yes, zucchini.
Oh, wait, it's so cute! It's so cute. Should I add it to Throne? Wait, can you get plants through Throne? Okay.
Probably, if you're American, I don't think that works in Canada. Oh, yes, guys, I'm Canadian.
Yeah. ZZ plant. Wait, you can get a ZZ plant! I'm not even joking. But like, how is it going to arrive in the... Or is it... No, I think it's already planted. Orbeez, should I add the ZZ
Do
plant?
It.
Wait, Nep, do you think I should get a small one?
I don't know, it depends on how much space you have.
Maybe I'll get... I feel
Where
like
do I find your throne? I didn't know you had one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
there it is.
Here, I can also link it here. I don't have that many things. I've actually been using my throne to, it's actually really useful to also pay for art commissions, which I've been working on recently.
Oh.
Wait, some of these plants are quite pricey. There's a 4-inch ZZ plant that is $24.
Oh, so the inches there refer to the size of the pot.
Oh, I see.
So a 4-inch pot is 4-inch diameter. A 2-inch is usually like your standard small houseplant size. A 4-inch is also nice. That would be like a medium-sized one.
Wow, all these other ones are bigger than that. I feel like black ZZ plant 4-inch. This looks quite cute.
Okay, so I know I'm not self-promoing my throne. Don't use this as a reason to buy shit from me. But I just want to show that mine is it's basically only things for my chinchilla.
wait, send me your Discord link and the throne link.
I put the throne link in chat, but I don't think it linked.
Yeah, it's probably because I have it disabled. Discord it to me and I can drop it into the YouTube link. I'm adding the ZZ plant. Nep recommended. Touching ground. And then I definitely will have to wrap up because I'm late to my meeting, but I'm very curious about the ZZ plant.
Oh, and then last thing, this is the Discord. I realized I didn't send it to you. I accidentally sent it to my own server.
Oh no! Okay, so, let's see, this is Nep's throne.
But yeah, like it's
OMG,
just stuff for my
why did I... I didn't even... I copied the message, like... I am moving at next speeds. Okay, next
My chat likes to spoil my chinchilla. So last year we crowdfunded for, my birthday is in July, and my chinchilla's birthday is somewhere in July based on how old he is. So we hosted a donathon, kind of. We were fundraising to buy Lars, the chinchilla, a nice new wheel.
Oh, wait, these are so adorable! Wait, the little, like, hammocks are so cute.
Oh.
And, Nep, you should definitely drop some pictures of the chinchilla, even in my Discord, because they are adorable.
Oh, yeah, I'll go do that. Oh no, the shears are for me. Those are for me. Same with the book. The book is for me, but everything else is for the chinchilla.
Oh, this is so cute. This is so adorable.
I might just buy myself those shears, though, because, like, I've been eyeing them up for years.
What's so good about
the brand
these?
LDA scissors is just, like, dream. They're dreamy.
Yeah. No, this is great. I definitely have to wrap things up because I have to run, but Nep, thank you so much for joining. This is great. We should run this back. We have a lot of great ideas in the plans. And if you haven't already, go subscribe to Nep on Twitch. Go subscribe to Nep on YouTube. Go follow Nep's Throne and go join Nep's Discord. A lot of things, but we love seeing more VTheorem.
So I'll be streaming on my channel in about 2 or 3 hours. Friends of mine and I are hosting D&D. So not science, but Dungeons and Dragons. Feel free to join.
Yeah, and you made art for that as well, right? Like, you drew your own art.
Yeah, I offered to, because I'm not playing it, I'm just hosting and acting as MC. I am doing the art for the D&D campaign. So I've drawn some of the characters, and you can find those on my Twitter. But you'll also see them during the stream.
Yeah, so if you want a D&D night, go check out Nep's stream later today. And yeah, I think we're ready to wrap things up. So thank you guys so much. Hopefully we'll be both able to see you guys very soon. In terms of my schedule, I will be posting that later sometime this week once I get my schedule sorted out. And until next time, stay warm, stay touching grass. Yeah.
I was weeding yesterday. It's been like half a week of good weather and the snow's melting, and I've already been out weeding.
Gotta touch that grass, am I right?
I know. I love it.
Alright, well, I will see you guys in the next one. So, bye-bye. Thank you all so much for coming.
See you guys. Bye-bye. I mean, Zed you guys later. Bye.
Yes. Z you guys. Bye-bye.